down for the upper part of the neck. And I'll do the same thing for the front part of the neck. It kind of goes a little bit more horizontal first before it pins down. Start to see any type of results that you may be happy with. So you have to just kind of work through those things. More layers. We're really just determining the values here and putting down some information. Of course, not nearly all of it, but start with the yellow ochre. And I'm just going to go over some of the areas that I've already put down, and we'll start up here in the ear, and I'll start to define some of those areas. Going back and forth between my photo reference, and I'm also thinking about the cross contour lines, trying to make those missed that part. Adding just a little bit of sienna here to the yellow ochre that we've already put down here. Edge of the pupil. Let that get a little bit lighter right around here. That's not really conducive. So I'm going to switch over to the black and the white now. And we're going to go ahead and start defining the form of the face. Now that we've got a good amount of information, it kind of dilutes the pigment a bit, so that's just something to keep in mind. Alright, right on the other side of the middle portion of the head, actually cut into the surface, not into the surface of the paper, but basically cut into the oil pastel and create lines by removing strips of oil pastel. 20 more minutes for tonight's lesson. It's going to be close. We'll see where we're at here, but this might carry over to next week. I might want to put a bit more detail and manifest itself there. So don't put too much pressure on yourself to get it perfect. Remember, we want it to be a drawing in the end. And we'll bring that darkness down just a little bit right there, and now we're ready to add some areas of white. So beginning with, bring that all the way up, and all the way up close to where the ear is. And again, you don't have to go crazy with it. You have to kind of be careful that you don't, but you do want some light blue. This edge bother you too much, because when we get to the point in the drawing, again, that we do the outlines, or not the outlines, the background, all these, we're going to do some painting with a knife, some knife painting. Probably be using oil paint for that. That was a requested video. And we can kind of relax in some of these other areas here and just enjoy putting the pastel on the surface. Alright, we've got a question. Are you using white paper or a gray tone? It's difficult with these areas alone here because I want the white to be strong when I go on top of it. Now, also some of the edges here, some of the pastel is escaping out of the edge of the dog. And if I want to accentuate some of the colors in my drawing, then so be it. And the same thing's true for you. If there's colors that you want to accentuate that aren't in photo reference, that's fine. Highlighted areas that I see on the dog with the white, and I'm kind of trying to concentrate on just the shapes that I'm seeing, and as I'm filling in those shapes, I'm thinking about the cross in the right spot, highlights and shadows. And sometimes you just have to let go of the actual subject that you're doing. Not only do you have to look at something, but you also need to know how to learn to look at something. Learn to find the textures, lines. So I'm not pushing down quite so strong here with the black pastel, and I'm just going to try to create the illusion of groups of hair up here without. I've got a little drawing exercise that I will share with you that will kind of help you get in the mode of recognizing the lines, shapes. Just a little bit of the cobalt blue, so I've actually switched blue here. And I'm going to see how this looks. And again, if it doesn't look the way I want it to, I can always go over the top of it. It is important in deciding the edges. So I might come in a little bit up here on the ear, just a bit. down the edge. See, they'll blend together to a certain extent, but the oil pastels are creamier, so they're going to blend differently. They're going to the finished result. I will very rarely ever use my finger to blend the oil pastels. I prefer to kind of build up the oil pastels on the surface and let the blending and mixing happen with just a little bit further. And each time you add a little bit more of another color there on the surface. So I really love drawing with oil pastels.